everybody. I hope you are well. Even though there is a Christmas tree behind me, this is not a Christmas meditation, and it can be done at any time during the year. So I thought that today that we would go to a place in Monmouthshire in Wales, a place called Tinton Abbey, and there you can see the ruins of this wonderful 11th century abbey that was desecrated in at the time of, I'm not sure if you can see that very well, but we are going to walk around here. This beautiful abbey in a place called Tinton. This is Tinton Abbey, and my grandmother used to live in that white house there, so I know this area very well. Okay, so let's make a start. Okay, so first of all I'm going to give you some stones to hold so that you're grounded. I'm going to give you red jasper and bloodstone, these lovely raw pieces of crystal to ground your energy in. So I'm going to put those into your hands or place them under your feet. It's completely up to you. And we're going to do a bit of Celtic Reiki today and take you on a guided meditation. Okay, breathe out. And first of all, I'd like you to take a deep breath in from the ground below you, holding the air in your lungs for a little while, and then breathing out any aches and pains into the ground below you. And then taking a second deep breath in from the skies above you, again holding the air in your lungs for a little while and breathing out any anxieties and worries into the skies. Then taking a third deep breath in from the waters surrounding the sacred lands that we live on. Again holding the air in your lungs for a little while and breathing out any sadness back into the waters. And taking a last deep breath in from the sun above you, holding the air in your lungs for a little while and breathing out any anger and frustration back into the skies. And then settle your breathing down into its natural pattern, feeling a bit more calm and centered within your body, mind and spirit. And before we do anything, we ground and protect. So I'm just going to place my hands on your shoulders, and I'd like you to grow roots out of your shoulders and down into the ground below you. They grow down and down and down through the earth and the soil, pushing down through the rocks, deeper and deeper and deeper into Mother Earth, giving you a good foundation from which to work from. And if it helps you, just imagine looking at a thick tree trunk where it enters the ground, creating a firm and stabilizing force within you. And then I'd like you to imagine a candle flame at your solar plexus, and in your mind and body pushing that candle flame outwards, upwards and downwards, to the front of you and to the back of you, pushing it out, out and out, pushing out any negativity, any worrying thoughts and pain, and creating a good barrier around you for the journey ahead of us. And before we start, I'm just going to imprint a couple of symbols, the master symbols of Celtic Reiki. Yeah. Yeah. Ruis. 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 And that is the yew tree for distant healing, and the elder, the witch's tree, for healing and journeying. And then breathe out for me. Okay. So I'd just like you to imagine that we are all on a coach, and we're heading southwards along the border of Wales and England, through the Wye River Valley of trees and a fast flowing river that started further north along the Welsh borders, and it forms much of the border between England and Wales. And the coach that we're on follows the road through little villages, snaking alongside of the banks of the River Wye. It is a wide, deep river, quite fast flowing, with trees and vineyards along the slopes of the valley. And then soon we see the ruins of the abbey. And this abbey was founded in the 1100s, and then it was desecrated by Henry VIII in the 16th century into what we see today. Okay. So the coach pulls into the car park, and we all file off. We have packed lunches with us, a raincoat, and we are left for a few hours to wander around these beautiful ruins and along the riverbank. So there is a bridge stretching along this river, over it, and we can walk across onto the other side, over the green and brown flowing water, and onto the other side through the alder trees, which I will imprint into you now. Fern, fern, fern. And this ogham brings prophecy, divination, scrying, It helps you use your intuition and remain true to your ethics. It also brings music and poetry into your life. So I'm going to ask this wooden thoth to absorb the energies of Fern, Fern, Fern. And as it's swinging, it's absorbing the medicine of this Ogham. And we'll just let that swing until it's happy. And as you're walking down along the banks, you notice an alder tree with its teardrop-shaped leaves. And it's still absorbing this. It really wants to bring the poetry and the prophecy and the music into your life. Okay, that is happy now. I'm just going to hold this above your head and let it swing. Release, release, release. Fern, Fern, Fern. Okay, you may have felt that, some of you. That has now been released. And then you look around again and you can see the rowan trees with their yellow, red and orange berries. First of all, I shall draw this into you. Luis, Luis, Luis. And this is a tree of protection. Absorb, absorb, absorb. Control of the senses this tree brings in, and the strength to turn away any negativity. It also brings vitality, healing and magic. And in the old days, they would thread the berries on a long thread, making a necklace, and place it around the necks of the very young and the very old to ward off coughs and colds. They would also make a syrup out of it to take as medicine, and the pendulums absorbing the Luis, Luis and Luis. And I'm going to hold that up now over you to release, release, release. Bringing protection from winter ailments. Bringing control of your senses. Bringing vitality to you in the winter months. To give deep healing and bring magic into your life, whichever way is beneficial for you. Okay, that has released. And then finally, as you look around, you can see on the slopes across the valley, you can see the vineries. And as you look around where you stand or sit on this riverbank, you also see brambles. Mune, mune, mune. The vines and the blackberries absorb, absorb, absorb. Bring wealth and wield, happiness and laughter in abundance. Vitamins and all the good things of these deep red berries and fruits. Laughter, gaiety and happiness, wealth and wield into your life. Just wait for the pendulum now to absorb this healing. And I shall now place this. The pendulum is now swinging the other way above you. Releasing Myun, Myun, Myun into your life. So if you're not sitting down along the bank opposite the abbey, just find yourself a nice spot to sit now, right next to the river. Breathe in the fresh air, and you can probably even smell the water. And the air brings inspiration to you. And the water will carry emotions away. If you have any sadness within your heart, take your shoes and socks off now and just dangle your feet into the water and let the flow of it take those worries which are going to drain out of your feet. Downstream and out to the Severn Estuary and into the sea to be dissipated with the salty water and make new way for better things and happiness to be brought in. Watch the water as it moves and froths, carrying perhaps tree trunks and branches downstream, carrying away the emotions. The water wash over you, bringing the hope of new things to come. And now feeling refreshed, taking in the energy of the code, another ogham of the Welsh tradition. Oghams are traditionally Irish, but some of them are Welsh, and code stands for the energy of the collective trees and plants in the area that you are. Code. And you may also see ivy, which would signify to you what are you holding on to that you don't need. If you have any addictions, whether it be shopping, sugar or something else, release these two with your mind into the water. Ivy can also be used to search out new paths, new avenues, new ways to your goals. catch the eyes of the puffball mushrooms. And this will give you release from your pain as you empty them into the water. And an inner connection to your higher self, perhaps your ancestors, and your deeper longings. And the mushroom spores will blow on the air element, spreading its goodness around. Breathe in this bounty of the puffball. Bringing fertility, bringing ideas, bringing in the good things to help you move forward to your goals. And just then you look up in the sky and you see a buzzard. And you follow the buzzard who flies in lazy circles as I'm brushing down any anxieties from your body with the buzzard feather. This large, large bird, not dissimilar to an eagle, with the beautiful markings and the far-sightedness as it flies in the heavens. And your anxieties and your worries are lifted as you look at this bird. My dog there. He's just about to come in. On the bed. There's Alfie. Some of you know him. Excuse me there. And now it is time to stand up and walk back across the river towards the Abbey. And with every step across the bridge, you bring in the healing of the air and the water. And soon you are back in the Abbey ruins. And you see your holiday guides and the people on the coach sitting down, eating their lunch around a warming fire. And so you sit down with them, watching the fire. My dog's licking himself in the background, so please excuse him. But just watch the flickering flames, bringing warmth and vitality towards you, keeping you comfortable through the winter months, and giving you energy to manifest things into your life. Fire is cleansing, fire is revitalizing, and we can get lost in the flames as we watch. And you enjoy the energy of this element as you sit eating your food that may have been cooked upon a fire. And as you sit here, a figure materializes and starts to walk towards you. The figure of one of the monks of this place. He has his brown habit, his crucifix hanging from his waist, and he carries a basket of herbs. He would have been a healer, an apothecary here at Tinton Abbey. And he comes and stands towards you now with a lovely welcoming smile. He looks up and casts his eyes around, saying it's a bit different now, but it still holds our energy. And he shows you the basket of herbs that he has picked from the monastery gardens and possibly from along the riverbanks. And he asks you now to choose a couple to take home with you. Would you do so now? If you are unsure of what you have chosen, you may ask him. And then he winks at you and he dematerializes in front of your face. You open your hands and you still have the herbs. You lift them up and smell them. Draw that breath in of the herbs you had chosen. And now the tour guide tells you it is time to go. But before you do that, we just need to ground this meditation healing in. So as you sit on the ground within these magnificent ruins, you send your roots back down into the earth, either from your shoulders, from your root chakra, or out of your feet. And they snake down into the ground below you, bringing all the healing energy and Reiki from this place and from the elements that we have worked with, the water, the air, the fire, and now the ground. I'm just going to place my hands on your shoulders, and in your mind's eye you now pack your bag up, and we all walk back to the coach, and we file back on to our seats, remembering the energy of Tinton Abbey. And breathe out. And I thank you for joining me on this brief healing into the Welsh countryside and the Wye Valley. Peace above you and below you and all